Hey, welcome back to the Hesitant Homesteader. This is Chuck. Today I'd like to show you how to make your own fire starters. Chances are, if you live in the country, you're a homesteader, you're going to be burning stuff around your house, right? Either a bonfire, a campfire, maybe you're firing up your outdoor wood boiler, you're going to do some cooking outside, maybe a big pot of stew or apple butter, you need to light a brush pile or something like that. These are great. They're easy to make, they're low cost, you can make a whole bunch of them, and they work fantastic. So I've got 3 unique ones today, and what's special about these that you might not see anywhere else is that you don't really have to buy anything if you're a homesteader or you live in the country. They're made with items that you probably already have, so you don't have to go to any expense or trouble to get these items, to get these ingredients to build these. So stick around, we're going to go through all 3 of them, and when we're done, we're going to go outside and fire them up. Okay, here we are with fire starter number 1. All you need to make this are some pine wood shavings, beeswax, and paper egg cartons. If you have chickens or livestock, chances are you're going to buy these as bedding, which is really common, or you can use this as a byproduct from, like, if you have a sawmill or you cut firewood or you've got a woodworking shop. These are always laying around and easy to use. So that's the ingredient number 1. Number 2, beeswax. I like beeswax because it's safer than petroleum products like paraffin wax. This is safe to heat up, it's solid at room temperature, it does not melt like if it's in your pocket. You can easily warm it up on your stove if you have like a low melt setting. That's what I'm going to do, and it liquefies it. And then we're going to pour it over our egg cartons. And if you have your own chickens, you might have egg cartons, but pretty much everybody is going to have some paper egg cartons. Very inexpensive if you had to buy them, but you can go to a recycling center and probably find them. So the idea is you're just going to cut out the egg cartons, pack them in with your pine shavings, melt this down, pour it over it. Fire starter number 1. All right, welcome back. On to fire starter number 2. So check this out. This is totally free. Pine cones, nice and dry. These are from Austrian pines, so they have a really open design to them. Lots of nooks and crannies, which is important for step number 2. Pine resin or pine pitch. This is the same type of product that if you've ever bought or found what they call fat wood to light fires. It's basically pine wood where the pine sap has gone down to the base of the tree, so it's super saturated. We're just going to do it with pine cones. So we went out, me and the boys, and we found this pine pitch. It oozes out of the trees in the summertime when it gets hot, kind of moves around. So you look for pieces like this, and if you get lucky, you'll find a nice gooey one like this. This is enough to make probably 10 or 20 of these pine cones. So it's pretty much unlimited. If you don't have pine trees, you could go to a park or your neighbor's house. And we're just going to take that and we're basically going to spread it around here inside all of the nooks and crannies. It's really pliable, it's soft, kind of like chewing gum. I'm going to use a pocket knife and break pieces off and kind of spread it in there like peanut butter. If you're going to do it by hand, I would recommend that you wear some vinyl gloves so you don't get this pine pitch stuck on your fingers. But we're going to do 2 of these and we're going to test them out here in a little bit. So that's fire starter number 2. Okay, welcome back. On to our 3rd and final fire starter. This one is called the shepherd's torch or the shepherd's lighter. So it's a little bit different. It's going to use a 3/8 inch inside diameter brass fitting from your plumbing department. The package would look like this. Next, you're going to need 1/4 inch sisal twine. And we're going to cut off probably an 8 inch, 9 inch section of this. And we're going to again use our beeswax. We're going to melt that down. And basically, we're going to use this sisal to absorb that like a wick. We're going to saturate this, and then we're going to take it and we're going to push it through this. So there's a little bit extended out of the top, and it's like a handheld lighter. You're gonna take your lighter or match or some embers, and you're basically gonna light this. But what's unique about this that I like is that you can hold it here safely. You're not gonna burn yourself. And if you have to, you can move around and you can use this as a fire starter that's portable. If you have to light lanterns or light multiple fires, or if you want to warm your hands. And then when you get it put together, you can pull this down through, and this acts like a collar and it will snuff it out, or you can control how big of a flame you want. So we're gonna try this one out too. So stay tuned. Okay, I'm outside in the backyard and we're gonna test all of these. We're gonna light our first one here. I've got them on an upside down clay flower pot so we don't burn anything, make my wife mad at me. So we're gonna go with number 1. This is the fire starter with the wood chips, the egg carton, and the beeswax. Man, I gotta tell you, I'm super happy with how this one turned out. It's burning just a little bit of the egg carton, and it's just starting to burn the top of the wood chips. This has already been going for probably 30 seconds, and we'll see how long it goes here. I don't know if you can see me or not, but we're about 3 minutes into this, and it's burning like a champ. So this is definitely long enough that if you were gonna start your outdoor wood boiler or a nice campfire, this would give you the volume of flames and the duration of flame that you would need to definitely get your fire started. Let's check out fire starter number 2. Okay, here we are, fire starter number 2. This is the pine cone and the pine resin. Let's see how this baby does. Well, this pine cone has now been burning for 2 minutes, and it doesn't show any sign of stopping. Also a success. Very happy with this. It's probably a third of the way burnt, so I'm gonna call this one at probably a 6-minute burn time. Lots of flame, lots of light. This would definitely warm your hands or get your fire started. Okay, so we're gonna do test number 3 with the shepherd's torch while the first ones are burning, and they're still burning. So let's go ahead. Number 3 was the brass hose fitting and the sisal twine. And let's test this out. I've got about maybe an inch and a quarter of the twine exposed. And I think I'm gonna go down just a little bit, and let's see how this works. A little slow to get started, so we'll see if it keeps going. I could probably have taken the individual pieces that make up the twine and unwind those to give it a little bit more surface area and a little bit more air, but now that it's lit, it's just like a wick with that beeswax. So this is nice. I can keep it away from my hand. It's not dripping on me because it's reabsorbed back into the sisal, and I could move this around. I could light different fires. I could warm my hands with this. Super happy with all 3 of these. It's probably been 7-8 minutes. Every one of these is still burning, and this one I could keep feeding more of the twine through it as we go. So I'm calling all 3 of these a big success. So I hope you get a chance to make these at your homestead and put them to good use. Thanks so much for watching.